Hey there. Here is my 4 questions or 4 quotes for the Mod 4 quote link. Starting with Chapter 5 to identify, the 2 quotes that are key for understanding the material. The first one I chose was in the section 511. Depending on your self-reported levels of assertiveness and responsiveness, your social style will fall into one of the 4 quadrants: amiable, analytical, driver, or expressive. Um, it does go into more detail with those descriptions, but I think what the author was trying to convey, he was basically stating that their theories have an importance, providing a more in-depth level of description, like I was saying, for identifying a social style and your social style and then that of others. So, you know, going through that section there's a lot of information that I felt was pretty key. In reflection, I thought it was, like I just said, there was some key information from the chapter. It didn't necessarily impact me with like revelations, but I felt like it did have that good information pertaining to the social styles. The second quote I chose was from 512, the style flexing. Style flexing is a process of adapting your communication to how others communicate. I think that's all across the board, in any position, even from a leader, coworker. I think any job, it's going to be important to kind of adapt. What I wrote in a short statement. What the author meant was exactly what he was saying. He's just emphasizing the importance of being aware of how the information during the conversation is being perceived. Um, the chapter 6, the first one came from 6.1. It's kind of a long one. To ensure that your relationship with your supervisor is balanced, it's important to develop the skill in the use of upward communication. The italicized phrase there, which is the communication that flows from employees to managers. So basically, in my opinion, what the author is saying is listen and be receptive of your employees' communication. You may be able to find common ground without being, like such a seeming like a demanding authority, where you're hard to talk to, or just you got to be able to see both sides. In reflection, I think it's just important as a leader. I feel you must look at things from the other person's perspective, whether you can relate or not. Just the nonverbals. I think that all came into play. I thought that was some key information. Just to look at. The next one was from 6.2. Developing quality relationships with your coworkers is important for several reasons. That goes along with the first quote I had. Just being able to relate with your coworkers, whether you're just an employee or a supervisor, manager, CEO. I think in this section, what the author was stating, is the concept of that horizontal communication, um, which is obviously a key element if anyone's ever held a job, especially one for like a long time with a high turnover rate. And if you're still lucky to be able to still be there, and you're seeing people come and go, I think it's you're doing something right. But being able to relate with others and finding out what maybe the problem is, I think it's really good to kind of get along. In brief reflection, I can say that it's an impactful theoretical quote, because no matter what job you take, you most likely will have coworkers. If not, it'll be a supervisor that you're going to need to relate to. So seeing that concept from both sides should be something to think about. So if that makes sense, those are some of the key concepts I thought in those two chapters. Take care.